Thank you everyone for joining us. Welcome on board. So, like I was saying earlier, I've decided to embrace what I have been so um, kind of quiet about my journey, my experiences in life, what I've learned, what I've had to unlearn. The good, the bad, the ugly. If it helps one person, that's wonderful. If it benefits anybody, if anybody finds it useful. But I have I've had the opportunity of living, and I am very grateful that of the of the life I have lived so far. Like all the experiences I've had, like it's sometimes I take them for granted, but they are a lot. They're huge. You know, sometimes you underestimate what you have. Sometimes it takes someone from outside to tell us how strong we are, to tell us, to remind us of what we are capable. And like I said, it really it really baffles me how much we live like it's okay not to think of others outside ourselves. And I don't think, I really don't think it's I don't think it's a new thing. I don't think it's a modern thing. I often asked myself, why in the scriptures, why did Jesus always make it personal? You know? Why does it make it personal? Like when he was describing, I can tell you one thing, that the time I spent on the scriptures, and I'm not telling you that from a Christian or Catholic way, just thinking about it, just think of it even in the literal sense. Just read it just read the Bible. Read it even in the most literal sense. Just read it. Just read it like you're reading a novel. Just read it. I bet you'll find something there that that will make you think. And one of the things that made me really think was, why the according to scripture, right? This analogy that Jesus used when describing what our relationship to God should be is so powerful. And it took me almost my entire life to understand a portion of it. And that is, how many of you will your child ask for bread? It's something in this order. How many of you will your child ask for bread and you give them a snake? Can you imagine your daughter that you love so much? First of all, you know she doesn't even need to ask you for bread. The bread should be there already. But imagine that you failed in your responsibilities to the point where she had to ask. How many of you fathers would give her, instead of what will heal her, what will kill her? None of us. Absolutely none of us. In fact, I believe all of us would if we have to steal to feed our children, we would. If that's the last resort. But here you are. Even you, as a human being, with all your imperfection, with all your biases, with all your lack of knowledge, with all your everything, even you know what is good for those you love. Even you in all your wickedness, even you in all your sin, even you in all your absurdities, ridiculousness, absolute nonsense, BS, everything, you still know what is good for your child. How much more do you think God that you believe created you? How much more do you think God will be willing and ready to provide for you? You see, these are the kind of reflections that when I was during my simple profession, every monk, for your simple profession, before you take your vows, for those who don't know, the monks, there's this three-step process. One is the postulancy, some have it, some don't, but it's like it's 1 year of like, how would I put it, of you're almost in, 1 year to kind of excuse me, 1 year to let you know that you can run away if you want. One year to let you take a peep and decide to leave through the window if you choose to. After that 1 year of postulancy, well, in my situation anyway, some places it varies. Each monastery can vary their own formation program. But ours was a 5-year program. So you have the postulancy for a year, then you have your novitiate, and after your novitiate, you do your simple profession, where you take your vows. You take the 3 vows. We take the vow of conversion of life. In other words, that every day we must make progress toward becoming better Christians. So today should be better than yesterday. Tomorrow should be better than today. The sins you mistakenly committed today, you should not repeat them tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like there should be, so we call it conversion of life. I forget what they call it in Latin. Conversatium mororum or something like that. Now, the next thing is, during your simple profession, you have to pick a phrase. You pick a phrase from scripture that touches you, that is you, that speaks to you. And I picked a phrase that speaks to me in ways that there is absolutely no way I can fully explain this to you. I cannot. I'm sorry. There are no words I can use to explain this phrase. The impact, how this phrase has shaped, changed, transformed my life. To know God is infinite wisdom. To know God's power is the root of immortality. The first day I read those words, I never forgot them till today. And those were the words I used for my simple profession. Knowledge of God is the beginning of wisdom. True wisdom is guided in God's principles. It is the knowledge of God that is really true wisdom. And in the pursuit of that knowledge, in the defense of that knowledge, in the execution of that knowledge, in the living of that knowledge, nothing should make you afraid. You should not fear he who can destroy the flesh, but rather he who can destroy both the flesh and the soul. And that is God. And that is the power of God. And that is immortality. Knowing who to really fear is the route to everlasting life. Because only one can take the everlasting life from you. And that is the real one you should fear. So to me, that sums up my whole life. To know God is infinite wisdom. To know God's power is the root of immortality. Let's get ready to set up our arrival to Miami. I know we still have a little ways to go. We'll be arriving 8 right. Okay, 8 right is 110. Let's see. Come on, move. it was in my way. Oh, come on now. How do I get rid of it? Okay, good. He's gone now. All right, nav, ILS. Okay, we said 8 what? 8, we said 8 right. Okay. And it is 110.3. 095. Okay. 110.3 also here, and 095. See, why doesn't it just set it over here? Why does it have to wait for me to do it there and then start doing it over there too? And I keep doing both of them. One day I probably will just do one and see if it makes any difference. Okay, so we have 095, 110.3, so we are arriving 08 right. So we can go ahead and, what's our star? Frogs and honeyed. So frogs and honeyed, and that's it. So let's see where we are right now. All right, so we are going straight to honeyed, correct? So we're good to go. So the rest of the flight is in. I really like XPLANE. Like, I really do like XPLANE. I really like XPLANE. Like, I really like XPLANE. You know, like, it's really, like, its integration is so, it almost makes Microsoft look like a joke. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I still can't get this out of my head. I still can't get this out of my head. Why do I feel like everybody wants money from me, and that it's all money, 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 like money, 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 money. I turn around, cell phone bill is due, internet bill is due, money. I turn around, Microsoft has increased I've increased this thing. I turn around, this one, do you want the validation? This one is due. Like, what the heck? You turn around, before you can do anything, rent is due. Like, what the heck? What? Like, it's like money, 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 money. Woo! Before you know what's happening, Netflix, before you know what's happening, another one has opened up. You don't even know you opened that subscription, and it's over and it's due. Suddenly they find your credit card, they've charged it. Like, my goodness, what is, like, it's like, my God. Wow. You almost feel like in America, everybody wants your money. Like, it's like if you don't have money, you are almost undesirable. Like, it's like people will prefer you literally dead. It's like your relevance is money. Your ability to generate money. That's it. Then you suddenly subscribe to an app that helps you put all your subscriptions in one app. Now you have another app. Oh, gosh. Oof. And then you get a message. Your social security has been jeopardized. One app, it has been jeopardized by one app, you know? So now you have to change your passwords. Now you don't even remember how many apps you have. You don't even remember how many passwords you have. Now they want a different verification. They want two PIN. Now you can't remember what phone did you subscribe the PIN to. Now you start changing your passwords. Now you don't remember the password you used. You start calling customer service. Now you get a message from the phone company. Your phone is about to be disconnected. Oh my God. And before you know what's happening, insurance is already calling you. Your insurance, you haven't paid for insurance. Like, it's wow. Wow. can see how difficult it is for somebody who has lived almost all his life in the monastery, how challenging it is. Because I'm used to doing things for people for free, basically. Like, I've mentioned some ideas to people, and every time I mention it, the first thing they say is, why don't you can make some money off of that. I'm like, gosh. Wow. Why I gotta make some money off everything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is, I don't know how to explain it to you. But I do understand the system is so structured that you do need money for almost everything. And some people losing their jobs. Some people, I heard of the doctor that lost his job and he committed suicide. I don't know what is all behind it, but I know some people cannot, the thought of losing their job is suicidal. Because they get everything from their job. They get their health insurance, they get their paycheck, that's where they feed their children, that's where they can afford their homes. A lot. Everything doesn't, we don't always have to gain from somebody before we reach out and help that person. Somebody doesn't have to be affiliated to you. Somebody doesn't have to be your relative. Somebody doesn't have to look like you, to be in your frat, to be before you can help. Everything doesn't have to be about money. If you have a good idea, put it out there. It's okay. But I understand why everybody is desperate for money. Because money is like air. I need it too. I don't have a job now. But if but that's the thing, that is the thing that made it so difficult for me. First of all, I am not one that leaves any job. If for any reason I have to leave a job, I do two things. One, I make sure that I have a replacement ready. There is no person that has ever employed me in the United States that can ever come out and say that I abandoned my post. Nobody. Neither can there be any of my employers in the U.S. that can ever come out and say that I never left a job that I always left a job better than it was when I took over the job. I don't need anybody to tell me that. To me it is, but it's almost like something that has to, it is tough. It is tough living outside the monastery. I can tell, let me just put it that way, it is tough. It is tough. It is tough. It is tough explaining to people that we really have to care for one another. It is tough explaining to people that if Jesus was alive today, he probably wouldn't own a gun. It is tough. Somebody said that if Jesus was alive, he would not have allowed himself to be crucified. He would have shot all of them. And this person is a Christian, which means to me that this person has literally zero understanding of what Christianity is all about. Like when I say zero, I mean, can I have less than zero? can literally give you all these things that we talk about. What would Jesus do? I can tell you exactly what Jesus would have done would do in every single situation you ask me right now, because I can tell you every single situation has occurred before, will occur again. You know what I'm saying? As is occurring now. The things that have changed is like the tools have changed. Instead of guns, they had arrows. They had whatever they had, but it was called weapons. So don't get confused. So make it simple. Break it down. If it's complex, break it down. So to the person that said that Jesus would have shot everybody, instead of, okay, pause. What is a gun? It's a weapon. Did they have weapons then? Yes. What was his action towards a weapon? Don't go too far. There was one. Before as he was being arrested, one of his people, one of Jesus' disciples, right, cut the ear of one of the guards. The Bible tells us that he reached down, picked the ear, fixed it back, and told the guy to put away your sword. So I can tell you right now, if Jesus was here now, he would say, put away your gun. It's really that simple. I don't understand how things need to be so complicated. You understand what I'm saying? It is simple. You talk about love your neighbor. There's a reason why it says neighbor. There is a reason why it says neighbor, because the word neighbor was also used as what God looks like. Because he said it so simply. How can you say you love God when you can't love your neighbor? You don't know what God looks like. So how can you claim you love God when you don't know what it looks like, when there is somebody next to you that was created as well? If you believe we are all created in the image of God, you know, it is so, it's almost rhetoric. Trust me, the time I was at the monastery, when I read the scriptures from cover to cover, there are some things that I just burst out laughing. Like, there are some things that I laughed at my stupidity. Like, it was, you know, like this, like some of the questions that are so direct. What would it profit you if you gain the whole world and lose your soul? Like, it is such a simple question. What would you gain if you gain the whole world but you lose your soul? That's a rhetorical question. You shouldn't have to answer that, because in 100 years all of us will be gone. In 200 years none of us will be here. We can't take the world with us. So if you're looking to answer that question, you've already failed. If you were thinking like, what would I? Oh no, you've already failed it. It's a rhetorical question. It's a question that does not need an answer. And so many questions like that in the Bible are rhetorical questions. They are questions that don't need answers. And for us to think that we can come up with answers, it shows how stupid we are sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what would you gain? You gain nothing, because you'll be dead. Like, what? How hard is that? You know, there was a time there was a time when we were all nothing, right? Some of us are what we are today because somebody took a risk on us. Some of us are what we are today because somebody gave us an opportunity. How many people have you given an opportunity? How many people have you shown the kindness, the trust, the care that you have received? What I have seen, and it makes me cry, is that some of us, we want people to even suffer more than we did to get to where we are. And we mask that in saying that my suffering made me who I am. No, people do not need to suffer before they can be the best of themselves, please. Let me say it again. Nobody needs to suffer before they can become the best of who they are supposed to be. So stop all that. I went through hell and hell formed me. Therefore, everybody needs to go through hell. Stop it. Sometimes we go through hell so that we can get others not to go through hell. Like I mentioned some hours ago, I am baffled how many times I have read on LinkedIn people saying things like, the 6 steps of being a manager, of being the best manager, the 5 steps of this, the three levels of that, the 5 things executives always do, the 5 ways of a best entrepreneur. Like I read all this, and there is one thing that is always lacking. Always. It makes no sense. It is 100% of the time I have seen that. I have not seen one single time where somebody mentioned recommending others. Like none. None. And it shakes me to my core. It tells me that people do not think of each other. Because if you think about this gentleman that is always greeting you every morning, his name is Sam. He works in IT. But guess what? Sam has an MBA. And you're now sitting behind closed doors. They are thinking of hiring an MBA. And they are wondering, they would have liked if somebody was, and you're there. And you know Sam has an MBA. But I don't really feel like he's been here for just a few months. He's not ready. You decide for him he's not ready. He's not ready because you've been there since Christ was born and achieved nothing. One of the greatest, I was made to feel that I cannot advance my career without an MBA. And I got an MBA in corporate finance, and I can tell you, I sort of regret doing that because it comes with so much disrespect. The last job I went to, the person that is supposed to be a manager told me, "Oh, I see you have an MBA. Oh, well, I started working on getting mine." And he told me going forward I should just mind my own lane. Are you kidding me? Sometimes I don't want to even say I have an MBA. I feel like it makes it worse for me. it got so bad when I was looking for work that I applied. I applied to Southwest. I changed my resume. I removed my MBA. I applied to Southwest to be a cargo something because I needed work. I was desperate for work. Then when they started interviewing me, she started saying, oh, you sound so qualified. You sound almost overqualified. Then suddenly, MBA came up. They never called me back. It is one thing. Somebody may say, why is he so concerned about work? Well, I've been through hell. I've worked under horrible managers. I have worked under, like, I don't even know the word for it. And sometimes you wonder, why the hatred? Why? I'm doing my job. I'm going above and beyond. I'm delivering results. What else do you want? What do you want from me? It is horrible sometimes, but I know that some of the people, some of you listening to this is what you go through every day at work. And I feel your pain. I feel your pain. You cannot resign because you need the money. But every day you go through some form of humiliation, some form of, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is why one day I hope to hold a microphone and address leaders. I would like to talk to leaders behind closed doors. If you're one of them, please be mindful of your associates. I know you as a leader, you have a bad day sometimes. But there is a difference having a bad day with 6 figures than having a bad day making $15 an hour. There's a huge difference. So if you have a bad day, please keep it to yourself. You can afford not to come to work tomorrow. You can afford to take a month off. You can afford to get on the plane now because you feel like it and just fly to Cancun and turn off your phone for a month. You can do that. Some people have to go to work every day, even when they are sick. and they make $15 an hour. And because your hairstylist messed up your hair that you have already paid $5,000 in advance for 10 years for, you come to work in a bad mood and you make sure everybody gets a share of that because you are the boss. Because you want to be feared. You want everybody. You watch The Devil Wears Prada. I don't know how many times I watched that movie. Probably 50. Be mindful of your employees. Be fair. Please be fair. A lot of people are suffering today from things that they did not cause themselves. A lot of people working under you deserve the promotion. Give it to them. You don't have to like them. They deserve it. Give it to them. Be just. Be fair. Let anybody and everybody say whatever they want against you. But nobody come out to say that you are unjust. Nobody come out to say that you are unfair. No matter how anybody hates you, they should know that's coming to them. Because you are fair. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to prove you're the boss. God is the boss. You're not the boss. You are not the boss. God is the boss. You're answerable to God. All your actions, your level of position comes with a level of responsibility. You're going to be answerable for everything. I know the Catholic Church has this thing that you stand before a priest and you confess and you say one Hail Mary and your sins are forgiven. Trust me, every single sin you committed, you are going to account for it. I don't care what your priest tells you. I don't care if they tell you that you can do many horrible things as you can. And then on your deathbed, a priest will pray over you and you go to heaven. Guarantee you that's not going to happen. If myself in my mortal, very, 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 very finite level of comprehension and understanding knows that is unjust, then I guarantee you God knows better. You will reap the fruit of the seed you sowed. That is one of the most fundamental facts of life. Nobody can change it. No matter how we try, we cannot change it. What we sow is what we reap. If you sow orange seeds, you are not going to get apple. It does not work that way. You can pray as much as you want. You can put as many chemicals as you want. You will not get apple. You will get orange. It is one of the most fundamental, most simple things about life. But sometimes we act like we don't, that is not true. We act like somehow we can talk to God and bypass that. We act like, listen, when we studied philosophy and theology, I came to that school of thought with one huge question in my mind. And that was, why does God tolerate us? If sin is bad for us, why does he allow it? Why does God allow that to happen? Why? Why? That's the theology of free will. The theology of free will. Oh yes, you need to read it up. It tells us that it even cripples God. God so respects your free will that God will not act even in God's capacity because of free will. And you want to tell me that you received that, you screwed it up, and for some reason you feel that you are still going to deserve something better. It doesn't work that way. You are free to do good. You are free to do bad. But the consequences of your actions you shall reap. It is simple. It may not come today. It may not come tomorrow. But come it shall. Because you planted the fruit. You planted the seed. And it is that fruit that is going to germinate. It is that fruit. There's no other fruit. You had the option to plant a different seed. You had the option to remove the seed you planted and change it. All of those were options to you. You did nothing. You did what you wanted to do. And you're mad that you planted orange seed, but you didn't get apple. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking from the flight deck with an update on our progress. We are currently cruising at 36,000 feet, making good time on our journey from Atlanta to Miami. In about 10 minutes, we will begin our descent into Miami International Airport, where we are scheduled to touch down on runway 08 Romeo. The weather in Miami is looking great, warm temperatures, light winds, and mostly clear skies. A perfect day to arrive in the Sunshine State. As we start our approach, you may catch views of the Biscayne Bay, downtown Miami, and the beautiful coastline if you're seated by the window. Okay, so enjoy the sights. At this time, we ask that you remain seated, enjoy your seatbelts are fastened, and store any larger electronic devices as we prepare for landing. The cabin crew will be coming through for final checks, so please make sure you have your tray tables and seat backs are in perfect upright and locked positions. On behalf of Spirit Airlines, your flight crew, and our fantastic cabin team, we would like to thank you for flying with us today. We hope you have a pleasant journey and look forward to welcoming you aboard again soon. We'll be on the ground shortly. Welcome to Miami. I see some people reaching out say about sub buttons and everything. The thing is, I'll be changing this. I'll be changing this channel to something more holistic. This game is only a part of what I like to do during my spare time, and I'm only doing it more frequently because I have, if you want to say, more spare time. And the reason I have that is because I'm taking care of my mother that has dementia. So I'm very limited to what I can do and how far I can go outside the house, you know. So that's why you see me online so frequently. But this otherwise has been more like a just a thing I just play just for play, like not even anything serious. So I'll change the channel to, it's gonna be My Life Bro E. It's a hashtag that I've had for a long time, and it's very and I've been posting under for a long time. Hashtag My Life BRO E, as in echo. My Life Bro E. Bro E is Brother E. Is short for Brother E. And that's what a lot of people that know me call me because of my earlier affiliation with a monastery as a religious because I wasn't a priest, so I was called brother. So brothers is the title addressed to, non-ordained members of a religious. So they call me Brother E. So that's why I say my life, Bro E. And I've been posting a lot of stuff there. And I want to make this channel that. And then this flight thing will be a subset of that. In other words, there are times I could just be chatting. There are times I could be playing the kora. I'm bringing in the kora. The kora is the musical instrument that I learned when I was in the monastery. It's an African harp. We use it to pray. We use it to play and accompany the psalms. As some of you know who are Catholics, the Psalter, the Psalm, the book of Psalms is the official prayer of the church. So you hear, if you're a Catholic, for instance, you go to church every Sunday, you hear some responsorial psalm. The psalm is part of the liturgy of the church. But non-clergy, they do not understand how deep the Psalter is to the church. It is the church. Like it is the center of the prayer of the church. For those of us who were religious, we prayed the breviary, and the breviary is also, like, most of it is psalms, basically. A lot of it is psalms. So if you have been a religious or you prayed the breviary, you will be able to understand and appreciate more the value of the Psalter in the Catholic faith, in the Catholic faith in particular, but in the Christian faith in general. So we're going to start our descent. So sometimes I'm chatting, sometimes I may be playing this game, sometimes I'll be playing the kora. And what I'll be playing with the kora is I'll be singing the psalms. And I will invite you to join me if you want. The tunes are very simple. It goes like this. Like, if I can organize it well, I can even be singing, and I sing one verse, you sing the other verse, I sing one verse, you sing the other verse. That's one of the things I want to start doing. And the tune is very simple, Na 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 na. 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 Hold on. Let me get this Psalter. Let me sing one verse. Let me just sing the psalm so that you see how we're gonna do it. I'll be right back. All right. So this is, I will use the particular text that we use at the monastery because we have the text that flows better when you sing it. But I'm just using just one example here. This one I got from King James Version. Is Psalm 89, right? It goes like they usually you can be four lines, 6 lines, 5 lines, and so on. There are so many ways to do it. Okay. I will sing of the mercies of God forever with my mouth. With my mouth will I make them known to the faithfulness of all generations. You understand what I mean? Like, it's like that. This is not the type that is specially made that one can sing it. It's kind of difficult to sing this, but it's like that. I have made it. It's not, this is not made for singing. Oh gosh, I wish I could get the one that, oh yeah, hold on, I have my breviary. Hold on, let me get my breviary. Okay, so here is one example. So this is like, this is Psalm 119. I call with all my heart, Lord, hear me. I will keep your commands. I call upon you, save me, and I will do your will. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I hope in your word. My eyes watch through the night to ponder your promise. In your love hear my voice, O Lord. Give me life by your decrees. Those who harm me unjustly draw near. They are far from your Lord. But you, O Lord, are close. Your commands are truth. Long have I known that your will is established forever. Okay, it's bringing tears to my eyes. Oh Lord, I'm remembering. I did this for quite a long time. So part of what I'll be doing under another sub, we'll be playing the Korah and the Psalms. I think it's. I think people really, you'll find it very edifying. It's a beautiful experience for me. It's a beautiful experience for me. So that's what this channel is going to end up being. And I'm going to do the change very soon, maybe on maybe this weekend or next weekend. It depends. I'm still trying to figure out, because I don't know what else I need to do to find work. Like, I don't know, and I need work. I don't know what else I can do to find work. Remote work is extremely difficult, and now there are even more qualified, more experienced people from government work. That, you know how people love government workers. So now you have thousands of them now entering the job market. So this is not the time to be unemployed and be looking for remote work. It's not the So that's part of why I'm doing this. And I think that it is kind of God forcing me to a corner, because I have given up my life to God to do God's will. I have answered the call from my youth. I said, God sent me. And I was told it will come with a lot of suffering. I've seen myself so many times on my deathbed and crying. I've seen myself so many times, like it's faith is real. Faith is real. Faith is real. See, I didn't say God is real. I didn't say God is real because God is subjective. Your God may not be my God. But there can only be one faith. There can only be one faith. Good or bad. And we know the truth. It's called truth. Truth. We all know the truth. Deep inside each and every one of us, we all know the truth. Whatever the situation is, we know the truth. Some people call it conscience. Some people call it your angel. Some people call it different things. And that is what sin really is. Sin is knowing the truth. You know this is what you should do. You know this is it. That second, that millisecond that led you before your heart said no. That half millisecond that you turned or started to turn, that is the sin. That is why you don't even need to fully do it before it has actually become a sin. Some of us, we read that in the Bible, right? Or we said it in, if you look at somebody lustfully, you have already committed sin. That's why. It's that millisecond, that decision. Because you have to make that decision. You know the truth. But you have to. That moment you closed your eyes and shut the door to the truth. That's when you sinned. You already sinned. So that is why we're all sinners. Because every day we experience that, and sometimes we fail. Very often we fail. Very often we fail. Part of it is because we are human. We can get angry. We can feel pain. We can be biased. We're human. We are vulnerable. We're not perfect. We can never be perfect. but we can stand to truth. We can be people of faith. There used to be a time when people used to die for what they believed. We celebrate them in the Catholic Church. We call them saints. We have young ladies in the Catholic Church we celebrate as saints who rather allow themselves to be killed than be a sexual object to somebody. I don't know if you've ever read this book called The Life of Saints. Please pick it up. If you read it, be ready to laugh. Because some of the things they say there will sound so, I don't even know if the word archaic, like it will sound so out of place with what is happening today. But the funny thing is that today we believe we are closer to God. Today we believe we are holier. You know what I'm saying? Like today we believe we are in a better world. A lot of people, a lot of us will not die for our faith. A lot of us don't even need to go that far. A lot of us, a few dollars will do the trick. You don't even need to go to threaten their life. Just a few dollars. If you have the money, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Be a person of faith. Be a person of integrity. Let your yes be your yes. Let your no be your no. If I know you as a person that hates A, I want to be able to testify that yes, I know you hate A. So no matter what anybody does or tries or tells me or whatever, I know. You can get him like that. That's a man of integrity. We claim to be in a better world, but we lack that so much in almost every facet of our life today. Just think about that for a second. How can we be in a better world when we lack integrity? And how can we believe that we are in a better, we have more faith, or we're closer to God, if I want to put it in the most ridiculous sense? How can we claim that we are so close to God, yet we are so far away from the ideal that God espouses? Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, you know, it's almost like if Jesus came today, I think Herod would have probably got him at this point. It won't even be Herod looking for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's, somebody can come and tell you that I'm a Christian, but yet tell you I hate you at the same time. And then go ahead to give you 50 reasons of how they can justify that they are Christians, but it's okay to hate you. Like, it is so, I don't even, like, it is, you can't, there is no hate in God. There is no hate in God, for crying out loud. My God, anyway, Like I said, that's why I said, I was right. That's why I said, I didn't say God, because people believe God is different things to different people. You understand? But faith, standing to what is right, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the situation, you stand to what is right. You're a person of integrity. You will not waver. You stand by what is right. Anybody that knows you, if you are a person that anybody that knows you knows you're a person of integrity, I salute you. Because there's not many of you out there today. It's a quality that is very difficult to come by. And part of the reason is because we are okay with saying one thing and doing one thing. We have somehow found a way to make that work. We have found a way to make it work. And unfortunately, the God of Christianity is not the one that strikes by fire and hailstorm. The God of Christianity takes its time. So people tend to get away with a lot. But it's not difficult to, it doesn't matter whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a Hindu, it doesn't matter your religion. Be nice to people. Be fair. Just be fair. I don't care what your religion is. Just be fair. Be fair to others. Please be fair to others. Please be fair to others. Please be fair to others. What's that? All right, final descent. And I didn't even activate it's already activated, and that is 10:17. All right. Final descent. Let's slow our speed. I'll be right back. $2,500.
1,000. 1,000. 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Okay. Anytime after my landing, I usually try to record my arrival. Okay. So bear with me. I want to go into replay mode so I can do some recording. The coming in was a little. I spent too much time. I descended too fast sometimes, so I'm not gonna go too much into that. All right. So I need to. Where is this? Bring this down. Okay, so I can record it closer. All right. So bring this down. So let me see what view I want. Let me see what view I want. I want bring this forward, up, expand it a little bit. So these are the videos that I post on my on like YouTube and so on. So here, so I choose different views. So here is one view, for instance. See, I don't like this because I descended so fast. I don't know why. But it's okay. So I'm gonna do I want, okay, this is okay. This is okay like this. Alright, I'm about to record. Okay, I'm about to record. I'm about to record my departure. So one of the good things I enjoy about XPLANE is that with XPLANE, you see how I'm able to play. This is about 2.5 hours, right? See how I'm able to. Yeah, this is about 42 minutes. 42 minutes and everything. I can go back. I can record mid-flight. You see how easy it is. With Microsoft, you've seen so far. It's like almost every time I try to do stuff like this, you know, it's something else. So this is the departure. So I just need to do some shots of, different views. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Um, I appreciate you. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Um, any way you can promote me, I will greatly appreciate that. And by promoting me, just consider it that you're promoting a community. Because I'm the last person that believe in just singly, individual growth. If I grow, I take along with me a community. Everybody has to benefit somehow. That's life. That's the air. That's everything. We're here for each other somehow. We're all somehow related. We're all somehow interlinked. It may not make sense now, but it is the truth. So please help people if you can. Reach out and help if you can. You that have power over people, try to treat them like you would like to be treated. Remember they have families. You may not like them, but that doesn't mean that you should not be fair to them. So please be fair. Treat people like you would like